Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo. I am not currently in Brooklyn, as my little tag down there says. I am actually in upstate New York right now, having a little getaway with the family. So while they're having movie night, they said, Poppy, why don't you go upstairs and do your show? I don't know if that means they don't want me there or they're used to me not being there on Fridays. But either way, that means I get to be here with you having a beer. So if you got a beer, happy Friday. Crack them if you got them. John.
Cheers. Just water. It's 2 a.m. here in Romania.
2 a.m. So he's on the grappa or the whatever Romania's version of grappa is. Tweeka.
No, this is just water. I just brushed my teeth, so it wouldn't go well. All right, go.
You always got the right excuse. So thank you, John, for joining us from so very far away and so very late at night or early in the morning. And wherever you guys are joining us from as well, cheers to you on a happy Friday night. I know we had Anders in the chat, of course. Scooby D2, second place today. Valentina as well in Romania, I believe. Director John. Jimmy Bremer's Ghost, very good to see you out in Leeds. Who do we got? Pincushion, Led Zepp. Ryan G, we got a Wolves fan in the house. All right. Maybe we might have to talk about Wolves a little bit. No, I think Mark is here today, so we don't talk about Wolves when Mark is here, only when he's not around. But let's get to it. Let's break down some of the exciting things that are happening this weekend. First of all, we have a happy hour derby. Not quite calling it a Stoop derby yet, because these guys only really show up on happy hour. But we've been getting a lot of West Ham fans on the show lately, and it's West Ham Arsenal coming up. This is a total decider, according to some Arsenal fans. More like a title negator if we don't actually beat West Ham this weekend tomorrow at home. But then we also have Liverpool versus Man City. That as well, people are thinking if Man City can beat Liverpool, it opens the door even more to Arsenal, especially if Arsenal can win on Saturday since they play on Sunday. So we're going to talk all about that, as well as Leeds United kicking some ass in the championship. Even though it may not be pretty, they're getting the job done somehow. Okay, and so we're hoping to see them up in the Premier League next year. Not speaking too soon. Not speaking too soon on any of that. And that's not for me to talk about. That's for the Leeds United fans to talk about. So yeah. Then we have Champions League football. We have the final round of 16 all together. And we're going to take a look at that and see who dodged a bullet, who is maybe thought they dodged a bullet, but is actually getting a giant killer. Could it be Arsenal? So let's go ahead and bring on my lovely co-host, Mark. Let's get him on here. What's up?
What's going on, everybody?
How are you?
Everything is great. I watched.
I'm not sure. Was I laggy? Was I laggy during that a little bit?
I didn't think so. But
Ryan G is saying very laggy, mate. I didn't know if he's talking about me or about Wolves season.
Probably Wolves season, but we're going to turn it around because everyone below us is just absolutely terrible. I mean, we're terrible, but they're absolutely terrible. I mean, Leicester and Brentford today. It was as if Leicester was like running through molasses. They are just such a slow team. And I'm waiting for Vardy's head to explode because he just can't take it anymore. As he loves to point out, I mean, he's a league champion, and not too long ago, league champion, probably before his cigarette addiction kicked in. But he doesn't have much more. He doesn't have much more time on the pitch. He's like what, 39. He's 70 years old.
Don't talk bad about Jamie Vardy. Jamie Vardy's.
I'm not talking
forever,
bad about
man.
Jamie Vardy.
He's gonna play forever. You know? Just because his team is shit, and they went and got Ruud van Nistelrooy for some reason, thinking that was a good idea. It's like, no, I don't like it at all. Well, thank you guys in the chat for explaining to me. Led Zepp is totally right. It takes a while for Lolo's internet to warm up. Even here, like I'm upstate. I'm not using my usual setup. Just me. I guess just me. Hit the like if you hate Man U. Yeah, that's a good idea. And Ryan G has a good old laugh. Ryan G has a good old laugh saying both of those things are the case. And I just say a little love for Wolves. I've been standing by you guys all season, Mark, saying your record does not reflect how bad you are. I think you're a much better team than your record is showing. Little mistakes here and there and bad calls and injuries, of course, but
injuries are what has really been sticking to us. The new guy that we got for as a center back, Agadu, or however I haven't even figured out how to pronounce his name yet, but we all know how well I do with names. Apparently he's out for a month. He injured himself.
He's out?
He's out for a month. The curse of the new signee continues for the Wolves.
God damn it. The Wolves. Pincushion. Don't hit it twice. You hit it twice and it unclicks it. Hit it 3 times then. Hit it an odd number of times. If we'd have sacked O'Neal earlier, I don't think we'd be in such trouble. Now, here's a thought. Had you just switched O'Neal's and just switched him for Ed O'Neal, I think he would have had I think he could have done something, in his Al Bundy era.
Or perhaps we could have traded for Tip O'Neal. For those of you that remember the Shaquille American O'Neal. Political Shaquille O'Neal.
Any other O'Neal.
Strong boy.
Oh, there you go, Pincushion. Thank you. Agbadu. He was so good for you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Anyway, Mark, I would love to keep talking about Wolves, but we usually don't do that when you're here, so it feels very weird. We usually wait till you're not around, and then we have a whole episode about Wolves.
That's a whole segment on Wolves.
They're good. They're great. They're great. You should see it. But actually, we got 2 guys backstage who aren't actually going to be here for the entire show. So I'm going to go ahead and let them on. Hopefully their internet isn't as laggy as mine. It is the one, the only Gino the Italy Jet finally showing back up. All right.
Yeah.
And
After
Mr.
all
Tom,
these
of
years.
course. Mr. Tom, very good to see you. How are you, brother? Good to see you.
I'm doing good. Hope you guys are well. Mark, I love the beard. It's working for you.
Thanks, man.
I was
going to comment Lolo. on the Mario mustache myself,
Jesus.
It stopped being November like 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, I just kind of kept it
still
going.
Waiting for it to come in. Still waiting for it to come in, and then he'll shave it.
Fair enough. Hello, Gino.
What's up, Rosie? Very good to see Rosie in the comments as well. So, fellas, we're going to talk a lot about Arsenal West Ham coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about Leeds United, but what I wanted to kick off the show to kind of get out of the way as well is the Champions League draw. Did everybody see the Champions League draw, or you guys don't care about it?
There was a Champions League draw.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. So I know a few things about it. Are you talking about like the next round? You're talking about like who's playing the next round, right? Yeah. No,
you guys might not be familiar with this. But every year,
I saw Liverpool fans complaining.
Right, I did see that too. Yes.
Every year, there's this tournament that goes on during the season where the champions of all over the place, they play each other.
That's not true. That's not true, sir. You said the champions, but Arsenal are in it.
The champions of their league and the next, depending on how big the league is.
Basically, if we get the fifth place, we get the 5th place this year, Lolo, England, of course, under the UEFA Cup vision, 25% of the Premier League will be in the Champions League.
Now here, Tom, you may like this, because I think if we get that 5th spot, it should not go to the 5th place in the Premier League. It should go to 1st place in the Championship.
Come on now! I thought you was going to say something really. Nah. I thought you was going to say something really silly, like it should go to the winner of the FA Cup, so then we could all pretend that like Man United or someone get really unhappy about it, but then win the FA Cup anyway, or something like that. But then you went and suggested Leeds United might be in the Champions League.
Give it.
Whoa! Did Leeds United win it? Did Leeds United win the championship? I did not say anything about Leeds United.
I said might.
Oh, might. There you go.
They put more performances like they did the other day. Ooh.
I don't think it's unfair for me to say might, considering the actual points gap. But at the same time, I'm very wary of the fact that that points gap could go like that on Monday night. I can't clip my fingers, so you need to imagine that's what I'm doing. But
I'm just saying, I don't think 5th place, because who's 5th? The 5th place just means City is going to find a way to have a disastrous season and still end up in the Champions League somehow. And it's like, shouldn't they be fucking relegated for all of their shit? Anyway, let's look at. I have a little picture here that will show the.
I'm more excited for the Madrids. I really like that one.
I see that twice a season.
Or the Bayerns.
I think that's
Bayern,
cool.
Leverkusen. And you know what's funny about the Bayerns? Leverkusen have played Bayern 6 times since Xabi has taken over as manager, and he's never lost to Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
I would love an upset.
I would love an upset. I'm a little concerned.
I would love an upset. I hope Bayern loses.
But then you got two other big hitters: PSG, Liverpool, Benfica, who's playing very well against Barcelona, who's playing very well. Inter, who is playing okay. I wouldn't say they're playing their best football, and Feyenoord, who's just, I don't know how they keep slipping through. PSV have been giant killers lately. They 2 legs beat Juventus, but they are the only team to beat Liverpool in the opening stages, to eat or draw against Liverpool. And
Lolo?
And Liverpool.
Lolo? Who's Benfica playing?
Yeah. Barcelona. Sorry about that. I forgot. Benfica's playing Barcelona. But then you have Aston Villa, Club Brugge. Club Brugge also doing another nasty little thing by beating everybody they're not supposed to against Aston Villa, who has been up and down and up and down. So I don't know. This is all very, very interesting to me, especially because one of Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid is going to be gone. One of Bayern Leverkusen, Bayern Munich is going to be gone. One of PSG Liverpool is going to be gone. And one of Benfica Barcelona is going to be gone. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4 good-sized, big, huge clubs that will be knocked out in this next round. So, yeah, very interesting. What are y'all's thoughts on this? Who do you have your money on for the entire thing, advancing through? What do you think?
Oh, I don't care. The thing that I actually noticed immediately was basically I knew Liverpool had got someone that was half decent based on the fact that they were complaining, and they actually made the same complaint that I predicted on this show months ago, that basically they would end up getting a team like PSG that woefully underperformed in the tournament, but because they finished first, they feel like they then get to play the worst team available, which according to the Champions League is PSG.
Yeah. So I don't know what they have to complain about. What they should be complaining about, it's not. I mean, this is any tournament, right? They don't keep your original seeding. Like once you get into the tournament, then the seeding is based on where you finished in that first round. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't watch.
I suspect they are one of the lowest ranked teams still in the tournament, though.
Yeah,
could be on there, but they woefully underperform.
That's what they're working toward.
Yeah,
you know?
But so what Liverpool is complaining about is they're saying, okay, just because it doesn't matter where you stand on the list of points after you get through. The first 8 would have gotten through. That's done. They're seeded in that order. But Liverpool want the rest of the teams not to be ranked on their performance for their first 8 matches. They want them ranked on their global ranking. So that even though City and PSG were horrible and barely got into the playoffs, they should still be up here.
They would have a higher
Bruges
ranking,
and Brest and all them, PSV and all them should be down there at the bottom. And so, no. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, it's from my favorite movie, Highlander 2, I think. It's clearly not my favorite.
The Quickening.
Plays somebody from Barcelona. From Barcelona. Growing up as a young boy.
That's a terrible movie. That movie is the worst.
Yeah. That scene is amazing.
Where's
one line
where's
is amazing.
Dude, where's my car?
Dude, where's my car was... It depends how much weed you smoke, but it could be really good.
It could be really funny or it could be a real stinker. Dude, where's my car? White chicks. They're all just awful.
Man.
I remember really upset when I watched Dude, where's my car?
What does yours say? Dude. What does mine say? Cool.
Sweet.
Sweet. Yeah, whatever it is. And them doing that for 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
They just had like a little bit of writer's block when they were making the screenplay.
How much times you got to say
something?
cut?
Yeah.
that filled out like 50% of the runtime. That scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
there you go. Jimmy corrected us. Highlander original is the one with Ramirez, the Egyptian, Scottish, Spanish sword master.
Oh yeah, Sean Connery's not in the Quickening because that would imply the Quickening might have been half decent with Sean Connery in it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say that Highlander the Quickening was terrible.
I think that any film that's kind of floundering for a moment just needs a cutaway to the hills, and you just see Sean Connery by himself standing out, dressed in Spanish gear for some reason. Like that movie is like, oh, now what are we doing? Well, I found Ramirez. He's over here on the cliffs of Dover, or wherever he is.
I mean, Dude, Where's My Car would have been a lot better had they just randomly cut to Ramirez on the cliffs of Dover.
Yep. And
it would have been
standing there, and it's this epic shot, and it zooms around, spins around, and then comes up to him, and he goes, "Where the fuck is my car?" And then go. You're like, fuck, Oscar-nominated film. Let's go.
I presume his character wouldn't actually know what a car was, though, to be fair.
Well, growing up as a young boy in Barcelona, we only had a horse and buggy. They didn't have horses back then, did they? Horses hadn't been invented? Guys, what the hell are we talking about here? Damn it. This comment section knows how to sidetrack me so well. We finally get Italy Jet on the show to talk Arsenal, West Ham, and we've talked about Ramirez for 15 minutes. Okay, so you guys don't care about Champions League. Quickly, everybody just tell me who's going to win the Champions League. Who's your pick?
Oh, Real Madrid.
Yeah, Real Madrid.
You're not.
Yeah.
Real Madrid always wins, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's in the trend.
If there's one thing you can guarantee, it's Real Madrid.
If this continues where you have teams that are just
Carlo touch.
Basically the better teams are getting weeded out early, and I just
better teams who? Like who? The team who?
I'm just saying. So, like for instance, Real Madrid. I'm sorry. Who's Liverpool playing? Liverpool
PSG.
One of those two teams will not be in the next round. That's thinning the better teams, isn't it?
What makes me laugh about it, Mark, in all seriousness, is that they're complaining like there's some big conspiracy that, from what I did see. But it's like, I think Liverpool fans are talking about this game. I'm reading words that they're writing on screen. They're typing on their phones and laptops about a football match, thinking that Messi, Neymar, and who's the other one they had? Part of their big three. Suarez are going to be turning up. Who played for PSG? Did Suarez play for PSG?
No.
Mbappe. Sorry.
Mbappe, Neymar, and then Cavani for a while though, and then they added.
Yeah.
But
to your,
they're talking about it like PSG are going to rock up with Lionel Messi, and they're not.
Yeah,
fair.
And even if they did, they'd still beat them.
And Tom, these are the same fucking people that when Arsenal beat PSG in the open rounds, they were saying, fucking PSG's garbage this year. They're garbage this year. They're garbage this year. And now it's unfair. It's unfair to poor old Liverpool. Why can't we have David Coots anymore?
This is a fascinating thing about cup draws. And I'm going to slightly dig out Arsenal based on... This isn't a thing Lolo's done. If he has done it, I haven't seen it to say that he did it. But I've seen Arsenal fans complain about the being on a certain side of the draw in the Champions League. But I'm sitting there thinking, you're at worst, you are the second best team in England currently, based on the league table, which I think carries a certain amount of weight to it. I don't think I'm unfair in saying.
And you could say, including the past 2 seasons, saying we are the second best team in England would be a fair statement based on 3 years worth of work. Continue. I like this.
And I see Arsenal fans complaining about it, because they didn't get the easiest draw possible. I'm like, your team is so good, you should be able to take on anyone, and it wouldn't matter, because you can beat any team in this tournament based on who is in your team. But I see cowardice from Arsenal fans, and Arsenal fans that I know, and I'm sitting there, if my team win the Champions League, I'd be sitting there fucking bring on Real Madrid so we can argue over kits. Or something like that.
If you want to be the best, you beat the best.
Yeah, I don't really hear this from Real Madrid fans. Now maybe it's because they have won it so many times and they see how it goes. But just a couple years ago, didn't they have to go through fucking everybody? They beat all the English teams. They beat they just had to keep, and they weren't even playing that great. They would lose the first match and then win heavily the second match. But it's just something. Maybe it's a British thing. Maybe it is that, oh, woe is me. Oh, we should be. Why do we have this route to the final and they have this route to the final when there's other teams who are in it going, we are in the top 16 of the Champions League. That means we are one of the 16 best teams in the world. We can bring on the best. Let's beat the best. Let's show everybody, and let's beat the best. Go on and hopefully that's what your team, the players, the management, the coaching staff. Hopefully that's what they have in their head, and all we're talking about is fans. Because you are 100% right, Tom. The Arsenal fans are a bunch of bitches. The Liverpool fans, whiny, all of them, whiny.
It's not just two teams. So, it's all of them, to be fair.
Yes, but I'm digging out Arsenal because I've seen it. Right. But that's not to say that other teams don't do it. That's not to say...
Fair. That's fair enough.
I'm pretty certain Aston Villa are also talking shit about it. But they're in a situation where their team will financially benefit. So I give them a very slight bit of rope on this, because the further they get, the more money they get to then make themselves a club where they can actually be in it a bit more regularly. Whereas Lolo's team will be in it every year for the most part, especially if it becomes 5 teams. You'd have to do very, very well to not qualify for the Champions League. You'd almost have to try to not qualify for the Champions League to actually not qualify for the Champions League. And I can't stop saying qualify for the Champions League. So
I was about to say, how many? That's 4 times now.
Yeah.
Big up to Deborah the Zebra, and she nails it right here. Champions don't look at a fixture list. It's the opponents that look it up. Damn straight. Deborah.
Yeah.
Bad Deborah. We got 3 Wolves fans in the house today. This is crazy. Overrun by Wolves. This is why I don't come upstate.
We're building the pack.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
It's becoming a bit of an epidemic, guys.
It's selective at the moment.
And also Daniel 90, I see you in there with some really good comments. John LUFC, good to see you as well. Hopefully I didn't.
What did I do that was disgraceful, Scooby? Out of interest. I mean, I do a lot of things that are disgraceful, but what specifically, out of interest?
I mean, not this episode so far.
I was surprised.
I don't think so.
I mean, he's almost certainly going to say something that is true. Like, I'll give him that.
Give it an hour and a half. Give it an hour and a half. There's still time. All
right, Gino, you want to say some thoughts on Champions League before we move on?
I still think it's going to be Madrid or Liverpool that are going to win it all. It's just everything else that's gone on with the tournament. It's just kind of leading towards it. I know. I mean, Tom's right about the Liverpool fans with the way that they got PSG. But in my personal opinion, and just the way it's been going, I think it's either one of those 2 teams.
Yeah, I hate to say that.
I hate to say it, but that's where I think it's going.
For them. However, I think, and I may be wrong here, I think
what's up?
Liverpool and Real Madrid are on the same side of the table, because I know Arsenal are as well. Like if Arsenal win, if we beat PSV, we play one of the Madrid teams. We play the winner of the Madrid team, and I believe Liverpool are in that same. And then the winner of that would play Liverpool's route if Liverpool won their 2 games in the semis. So Real Madrid and Liverpool could happen, but it wouldn't be till the semis. It wouldn't be the final. And then Arsenal Liverpool could happen, but it would be the semis. The coolest
you're right. So you're
setup
you're
right now is Barcelona Real Madrid could happen in the final.
Right.
I think that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So
see, I'm looking up right now, and you are right. It would be the semifinal. Probably on the other side, maybe Bayern or Barcelona, like you said.
Yeah. So if you're looking at it, like if you wanted some of the bigger teams, if you wanted it to be like a smashing final, you're probably looking at Liverpool, Real Madrid, Arsenal. Any one of those on that side. So I guess everybody would want Liverpool and either Real Madrid or Arsenal. And then you want like Bayern and Barcelona seeing each other in the semifinal on the other side. But a Barcelona final would be fantastic for me, so we can get them back for the shit that happened in 2006, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct. 2006. As far as I've probably told it on the show before. I've probably told it a million times on the show before. I thought you'd actually won the Champions League in 2006. But what actually happened was I actually drank a drink we called it the drink of death. But it was basically black Sambuca, white Sambuca, or clear Sambuca, or whatever you call it, and put it in a Smirnoff ice bottle.
Munich.
And basically, I drank that during the first half. So, as far as I know, you won the match 1-0 until the next day when I basically
came to.
Yeah, but because basically I spent the second half in the toilets, basically reintroducing the drink of death to the bowl. Let's just say.
And you know what, Tom, we really, really should have won that, except for quite dodgy refereeing. And if we were a lesser club, we might still scream out, "We are champions of Europe," even though we didn't win it because of dodgy decisions.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because that's a thing that I take issue with. Because my team does that.
I know.
That's why you said it.
So
I hate that.
When was this? When was this match?
It's
What year?
50 years ago. Motherfucker, it's 50 years ago. Get over it, you old codgers. Get over it.
I was going to say, you know, is
Leeds
this
was 50
is
years
this an
ago.
Arsenal fan complaining about something that happened 10 years ago?
20
Is that what
years
happened?
ago, nearly 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
But Leeds was
was in high
closer to
school.
50 years ago, wasn't it?
It was 50. It was 1975.
Yeah, 50 years. It was
Therefore,
before the
it was 50
Champions
years ago.
League. It was the what was
European
it called
Cup.
back
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
European Cup. But they got like the referee wasn't the referee like fired or like assassinated or something for actually.
There was a
legit?
referee that was jailed, but I believe that
Right.
was the Cup Winners' Cup final 2 years previously. But generally, we don't have a great record in Cup finals, and it has been linked to dodgy refereeing, let's just say. But at the same time, it's 50 years ago. Stop saying that we won the match, which we legally did not win the match.
Then get over it.
Stop it.
Move on.
Stop
Move on.
it, please.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Mark, if you want to know why Arsenal fans continue to complain about little red card decisions, why you still hear about David Luiz in a Wolves game, a Wolves didn't fucking matter 6 years ago, it's because of 2006 fucking Van Persie. Was it Van Persie? Fuck no.
Someone sent off,
The
didn't
whistle is blown for offside as he's striking the ball, all on his own, going to score. Goes to strike the ball, whistle's blown, he kicks it. They give him a yellow card for kicking the ball away, and he's like, the whistle wasn't blown, and he's sent off. So we hold that shit.
So
it hurts when it happens, Mark. It brings back horrible. It's
Michael Oliver
for me.
should have,
This
must
is a
have been
trigger for me.
refereeing that.
If you could refrain from giving us red cards.
And to anyone that finds my comments on Leeds United, the behaviour of Leeds United fans over a cup match that happened 50 years ago, go fuck yourselves. But still, don't go fuck yourselves, because actually come and see me on Sunday night, where basically we're going to go on about the actual matches that Leeds United have won, and they're awesome.
Well, there you go.
Thank you,
the
Arsenal
big match on
misfit.
Monday?
Thank you,
Is it
Arsenal
on Monday,
misfit.
the big match? Sheffield?
What big match?
Yeah, it is a big match
Leeds
on
and
Monday.
Sheffield United.
But obviously,
Leeds and the
due
Bloods.
to illness, obviously I couldn't go over the previous big match that we had coming up, and the Watford game that is now nearly 2 weeks ago, so I haven't gone through that at all. So now I intend on wasting people's time with that nonsense too. But I'd already put the work in, Mark, so they're going to get the lecture on it. Anyway, sorry, what? It's been there.
You're
It's been
playing.
there for about
You're
10
playing
days.
Sheffield United, right? Coming up.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I have to say, I finally started watching some Ted Lasso, and I did have a hearty chuckle when he walks in and looks at the board and goes, "So we got Sheffield on Saturday, Sheffield Wednesday. We got Sheffield on Wednesday, on Saturday, Wednesday and Saturday. How many times we got to play these guys? Their name is Sheffield
There you go.
Wednesday.
There you go.
I just don't understand this sport." I was like, yeah, thank you for. And then they explain, no, they're a team that's from Sheffield that only used to play on Wednesdays, but now they play any day that they like. And I thought it was funny. So, yeah. So
Wow.
let's get to a little Leeds United since we're here with you, Tom. You guys, how's it looking? Oh shit. Good thing I chose Leeds United. Okay. Hang tight, Lawrence. We're gonna get to you twats in a moment.
Good to see my man Jed.
Sorry.
Just good to see my man
How you
Jed.
doing,
I had to
Lawrence?
come when I see Jed. Good, buddy.
Yeah, first time meeting him too.
Good to see you,
Love
Lawrence.
Right.
You guys
Love
can
it.
go backstage and chit chat if you want. We're going to talk Leeds
No,
United.
we like to
Because
see
we're going to lose
live.
Tom
Thank
here.
you.
Tom's only doing the first half of the show.
It's not a
No,
bio break.
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right, Lawrence. You know, I'll sit and watch you basically. What would you call it? Fillet each other with your words, basically.
Filet. Okay.
Filet. He's
Okay.
Tom,
All right,
how
well, let's-
excited were you with that game winner by strike?
I didn't know we'd scored it because this is genuinely true. And I've told this to a few other people, so I'm not going to lie and then go, I ran around the room like a fucking lunatic. But basically, because I was at work, the match was on TV, but my TV at work is set to go off, turn itself off at 9:52 to aid in kicking people out, because it's a lot easier to kick people out if there's actually nothing on the fucking telly.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
But so then I was glued to my phone as if, like, you know, like when you're watching a pot and hoping it never boils, because usually if it boils, it's going to boil when a Sunderland have scored in the 95th minute, motherfucker. And I was like, no, in that moment, I was like, no, the way the game was going, I was like, 1-1 is, I'll settle for it. Not disastrous by any means. But then it literally happened in front of my eyes. I see change to Leeds 2-1. And then I ran around the shop like a fucking motherfucker, like a lunatic. But I was the only one there at the time.
You enjoyed yourself like normal at night.
I filleted myself with my own words when I saw that goal.
Brilliant. You're the man, Tom. You're the man.
I
love
can
it. I love
only.
Well,
I
Tom,
was
comment
trying
of
to
this
picture
stream.
everyone's like what was going through their head and what they were doing
Right.
when that happened.
Right.
Because I saw the 2 goals.
Yeah.
And when the cross comes in to strike, and the defender backs off of whoever kicks the cross, and I was just like, what is he doing? You know, and it is almost as if like, this is gonna score. So it was a wonderful moment for you Leeds fans, and Ellen Road exploded. Is there nothing left?
I was so happy it was at Ellen Road too, just to see them, because they were not happy. They were not happy.
Oh man, they just
it was to tell it more accurately. And I'm not saying you haven't, but from my Leeds perspective, it felt very much like you do what you did in the Leicester game last season. I think you know what I'm talking about, where basically Leeds were getting done by Leicester. We were losing 1-0, but it should have been 2 or 3 with respect to Leicester at the time, which you can give it now that it's done. At the time, I'd have told Leicester to go fuck themselves, but now it should be a bit nicer. But cut a long story short on this, I actually forgot what I was going with. Anyway, Ellen Road was fucking silent. If I'd have pulled my knob out and slapped it on one of the seats, you would have heard the thud. And I ain't got a fucking big enough knob to make it thud. But still.
Ant boy, get on here.
Anyway, the real truth is, I'm joking. It's fucking massive. Anyway. So,
Massive, son.
but it was not as massive for West Ham, apparently, according to Lawrence every week. But still, it's not for me to say. Actually, it's my own, so it is exactly for me to say. Anyway, sorry, my mouth's going faster than my brain, as usual.
Too much Pepsi.
Doesn't have to go that fast.
Some may say that would be the case, but
Or crack.
Ellen Road, in my opinion, was like a fucking morgue until Leeds scored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, because we won, it then becomes, Ellen Road's the best place on earth. I was like, it's fucking not, unless we win.
Yeah.
Well, this season, even if we do win, it then becomes, you didn't win by enough goals. Didn't win by enough goals.
That's most fan bases. I hate to say it, Tom. You're right, though. It's like, what have you done for me in the last 5 minutes? It's not even like yesterday. It's the last 5 minutes. So that's just the fan base. Good, bad, and different.
Then you hear, exactly, Tom. Then you hear, oh, we need a fucking defender. We need Pirate Strike to come and score our goals. We can't score any goals. But we're hearing the same thing for our.
I'm top of the Prem, but we need more, man.
But it was worse than that, because all the chats that I was like watching during the match, when Strike came in as a substitute, they were all just like, "Oh my God, it's over! Oh, why are we putting him in?"
Good point.
And he's, he scores the brace, Yeah.
It was obviously a very specific tactical roll of the dice, which in hindsight was fucking genius because it worked.
And if it didn't, he's
You're
a disaster,
genius when it works, and
exactly. If you're not, what the heck were you doing? Yeah, 100%.
He, like, for example, the actual move to make in that situation, you would assume, would be bring on strikers. We haven't got loads of strikers to bring on. We did
you
bring
brought
on
in a
Joseph.
striker.
Me and Jack can identify with that.
Oh my god!
problem.
Story of our lives.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't, John. To be fair, I wouldn't take Isidore because I'd set my sights slightly higher than someone who's done well for one season in the Championship.
I'm proud of you guys being that minor league and doing so well. I really am. Good shout.
But don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's a fine player. He basically turned Ethan Ampadu into a pretzel. The way he turned him, it was really impressive. Because not many people have turned Ampadu the way he did. But that's not enough for me to go and fucking lay. I imagine Sunderland will want some serious cash for him.
Oh, because you want some consistency.
He also
you
got
want to see some proven stuff, right?
Isidore's also the one who got a yellow card for something he shouldn't have even been involved in, didn't he? Shortly after their goal, he went and got in somebody's face and pushed his head against him, I believe. When one of their guys was teabagging Melier and wouldn't get up.
One of the wrestling matches during the corner.
And then one of your guys pulls him off, and then he comes over and gets mad, and he was the one who got a yellow card, which I thought was great refereeing. But that to me always goes, hey. Use your fucking head. You're in this tight match. You're in line for a playoff spot. You're playing the top team. You're winning, dude. So that might sour me on him as well. And plus, it was your buddy who was teabagging the guy. Be mad at your friend.
He must have been jealous he wasn't doing it to him.
Yeah.
And Rosie made a comment how many balloons takes to do whatever. I don't know what balloons. We're about bubbles, not balloons.
Sir, it's a joke about the movie Up.
I don't know the movie.
You still haven't watched Up?
No, I have not.
She loves that movie, and she loves you. You were great in it, is what she said.
That's right. She's talking about that old guy.
Oh shit, Lawrence, man. I put that together now.
She does that to me. She always makes me feel old. So
But but the good thing is everybody loves that guy. It's not like she called you Smee or somebody.
And I'm knocking on heaven's door or something like that.
But yeah, I'm not saying he's a terrible player. It's just he wouldn't be one that I'm immediately the day you get promoted at the end of the season or whatever, then you go Sunderland, name your price, because then you could get your pants pulled down.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
But there are players in the Championship that have worked. I wish Leeds had bought Ollie Watkins, for example, because that would have ended up going really well for Leeds United, even financially.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Even if he didn't get loads.
The season you went up, or the season before you went up?
The season we went up, he then went to Aston Villa in the summer, if I remember rightly. Because I spent most of that year thinking if we got, he was at Brentford.
It was at Brentford
in the Championship. Because they had a front three of Mbeumo, Ben Rama. I don't know if I've pronounced his name right, and
Ben Rama,
Ollie Watkins. And I figured taking any one of them three might actually be a quite tasty deal. And we didn't take any of them. Because Victor Orta was like, we must have Rodrigo. And then we'll play him out of position for 3 years.
And then you got him and you were like, this is the wrong fucking Rodrigo. I thought we were getting the one with the Y. You're like, no. This is a different guy.
I don't know. Every time I watch Barcelona play, he just rips it up.
Who, Rafinha or Rodrigo?
No, Rafinha. Sorry,
Rafinha. You saw Rafinha.
Because Rodrigo with the Y plays for them, but Rafinha.
I want Rafinha to win everything that ever is possible to win in football. The problem is I don't want Barcelona to win everything there is to win in football because I don't get how they're still a functioning football team.
Exactly.
So I want him to do well, but I don't want them to do well as a result of him doing well. But I know there's financial ties to it. Apparently they've got to pay us money if they win the Champions League. But at the same time, it's but I don't want Barcelona to have money because they won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
No, I got you. That's
and
good
speaking of former Leeds players, whatever happened to the guy that was formerly known as Calvin Phillips?
I think he's retired.
Disaster, Mark. Disaster.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a farmer
bad.
down in Ipswich at the
he's-
moment, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He's
He's
eating
doing
like
some
it's
he's
bad.
tractor
Trolley
things.
wrangler at a Tesco.
No.
Golly.
Because I know there were Leeds fans.
That short stint with us at West Ham. He
Nah.
was a freaking
Yeah,
idiot.
I know there were
bad.
Leeds fans
It was
ready to
bad.
hit me with pitchforks, going like, "How dare you talk this slander against Calvin?" The real reason that Calvin Phillips has been
I know. Go ahead,
the
I wanna
kindest
hear it.
way to say it's been a flop wherever he's gone in the Premier League is because he's not playing for Leeds, so the effort isn't the same.
So he's
And that-
in the
I think that's
junior
pretty
league,
obvious.
it's not in the Prem, because I can tell you right now, when he moved from Leeds to City,
Right.
and they set him on the bench, that was his
Yeah.
detriment. I don't know if he lost his confidence or what. So he
Right.
stayed there. I
Right.
still had some good deals, and then we picked up at West Ham, and I cheered for the guy. But he
Yeah,
was
I
a
wanted him to do well. Yeah.
Well, he was a disaster, wasn't he? He got
Awful.
he got the big 2 yellows for a red. He did
Yeah.
just some, and I felt bad.
That was
for
in
the
like
dude.
20 minutes as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was his
exactly.
Lolo. It was his
quick.
debut.
His
Yep.
debut.
It sure was.
Bench
I felt
too.
bad.
I watched
Off
that
the
match.
bench.
Yeah, and it was just like
Was
a
it off the
disaster.
bench?
I thought he started that
was.
game. I thought he started that
Oh,
game.
he
no?
started and immediately got
Yeah.
He was a-
Right, Lawrence?
he-
Did he start? I thought he started that game, right?
I caught the occasional
I'm
minute
not
of him
for sure.
playing for
I'm not
West
too
Ham,
sure.
and it had all over it like.
But the cards were like back to back. He got one, then hit another one with a terrible, and the second was like, "What the heck are you doing?"
Yeah.
It's almost like and Jet, it's like an Alvarez. Why are you doing this shit at that last minute?
Oh,
and it
don't
was
even
like-
get me started with
and,
Alvarez. Oh my
I know
gosh.
you got it. But
If Leeds had
but
got
then-
promoted last season, Calvin Phillips would be at Leeds United right now. Don't know whether he'd be playing, but that's where he'd be.
Well, I can tell you, I cheered for him, but he did not do us anything at all. And then where did he go to Ipswich? Right? Is that where he went? Yeah.
So yeah,
and
he
he's
went
done,
there, so,
and he wasn't even starting there. And then he came in. He was just like, hate to say it, he likes to eat the food, and he's slowing down. And he does not look. He's fit. He does not look fit. And I'm sorry, because I cheer for the kid.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a moment of like being this incredible unknown talent that was created by the great Marcelo Bielsa, and something was just clicking, and he got into the England side, and him and Declan Rice were like, they were just like, oh my God, we have this engancho.
He was outperforming Declan Rice for England. He was outperforming him.
Declan Rice is the man, so don't.
But he was at the time. He was
at that time.
It became an active debate.
At that
it
time,
became an active debate.
I'll just strap say. There's footage. Declan Rice is handing Calvin Phillips the England Player of the Year trophy. I mean, don't get me wrong. The next year, someone's probably handing it to Declan Rice. It ain't Calvin Phillips because he probably ain't in the England team by that point. But the point is,
even
one was handing it to the other because he was outperforming him.
I got you.
Yeah, even the Spurs fan is saying he was one of England's players, and I think a lot of it is.
No, I tell you, yeah.
I think Tom may be making a joke, maybe not making a joke, but saying that he's not playing for Leeds, which is why he's fallen off, because it's a passion thing. And at Leeds,
I believe that. I can't prove it, but I feel it's true.
Auntie Val or Granny Val, sorry.
I disagree a little bit, guys. The only reason why I say that is because I watched him play there. He does not look like he's in fit condition. So it seems like they're not.
When did that happen? When did that happen? Immediately when he left Leeds.
But Lolo, my question is, as a footballer, and you're playing at a certain level, you have to do that yourself too with your team. You can't let yourself go this way and think it's acceptable. It's like, oh, I'm good now, so I can let myself go. He slowed down. He wasn't as fast. You could tell he was heavier. And
that's true.
He didn't learn he didn't learn from all the past mistakes.
So I totally understand, but you got to take it upon yourself. And then, but though Jet, like you said, though, so fix the problem, right? He did not well with us, and he never did that. And I really believe, I don't know what's Man City. He went to Man City, but he didn't play much, right? So he put on loan to West Ham. did terrible.
You can't blame him for going to Man City. Like the fact of
No,
the matter is,
I'm not
he
blaming
tried.
him.
No, I'm
Money.
not saying anyone is, but there were
Yeah.
people. A lot of people were saying like he
nobody
shouldn't have made that
starts at
move.
City
Of
right
course
away.
he should make that move.
Yeah.
100%.
Of course he should.
The money
You'd be
was
a
all there.
fool to not do that. He joined
Agreed,
at the time he joined them.
Yeah,
They were the best football team in the world.
Yeah.
Like, they were the best football
True.
team in the world, and
That's
he
right,
tried to
yep.
get into it, and he couldn't, and that is not something you should actually really feel shame for.
Yeah.
But I still think there's a
yeah.
bit to it where it's like
And how
when
much money
you're
did
at
you
your
get for him?
lowest.
Exactly. How much the money they got back?
much
and
money
how
did
much
you
he's
get for him?
making?
Yeah.
How much money did Leeds United get for him?
It's about 50 million. Not
So
50.
that's a
sorry,
good
no,
chunk
no,
of
no, no,
change,
no, no, no,
and-
no.
and
Hold
they
on.
paid-
No, you look.
they
It's
paid
about
nothing
40
for him.
something. 40 something.
Hold on.
40
50
I'm
was
looking it
good
up.
for him.
It's
It
probably
was
about
49.
43 million, something like that.
It was 49 million.
Was
Ah.
it 49?
That's not Uncle
Mark's
Mike.
got
That's
him.
Uncle Mark.
It
Sorry,
looked like-
guys,
Oh,
I'm being
I'm
bombarded
talking
by
pounds.
hello chillins.
So
They can't hear you, so y'all can.
45.
Those,
45.
this
The
is my
3
daughter
million
over here,
add-on.
who is
3 million
also a
add-on.
West Ham fan, guys. Just gotta let
Oh
you know.
yeah! Come on, you guys!
She only because they blow bubbles.
Yeah.
I love you, girls.
And
You
what
going to
other
bed?
reason would there be for a kid to want to be a
That's
West
why
Ham?
Michael Jackson
See,
supports
Mark
West
is
Ham.
already starting. What
Well,
time
let
is
me
it?
tell you, Mark.
God.
Let me tell you, Mark. West Ham are
Uh.
very. They're. I'm from Baltimore, so they're very working
Oh, see,
man.
talk shit.
Oh, here we go.
He's trying to talk smack on me. I can see it already.
I know.
No, I love your reasoning. I love your reasoning. That's why I stopped
Okay.
there. I love your reasoning on that.
Oh,
on
and
that.
there's John trying to talk on me.
Where did John get that?
John has them stored. There you go.
Yes, he does.
Nah, to be fair, it was your fault, Lawrence. No offense on that.
No, that's true, Jay. That's
That was your fault there.
my passion.
It would
man.
be
My
a Wolves
passion's the
fan,
team.
though. Honestly.
That's
Go
a
on.
true statement. Man. I ain't gonna
Oh
lie
my
to
God, it's crazy. Jimmy saying that. I forget that, like, we talked about my wife being pregnant with the second kid, like, on the show. I forget you guys have been here for my daughter's entire life. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Cheers to you guys.
you. Cheers, I'm the rookie.
That's funny. Yeah. So what are we doing?
Oh, there's time.
Okay. So
Bio
are
break.
we done talking about Calvin Phillips?
Yeah. Yeah, please.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
I
Okay.
think
For us,
Calvin Phillips
West
is done with us.
Yeah, I
talking
was about to say, I
Calvin
think
Phillips.
he's done talking about in
Phillips
general.
is done with
In
talking
general.
about Calvin Phillips.
Right.
All right. So why don't we do this? Because we're gonna lose Tom in a little bit.
And I gotta go.
46
I gotta
months.
go
Yeah.
so soon.
Jeez.
So yeah.
Hey, Jet, it's good seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
So
Hey, guess what?
then,
We are massive. Everybody go. Come on, you eyes.
so let's hear it, Gino.
What's up?
Let's hear your thoughts on West Ham Arsenal.
Well, it seems like every time Arsenal keeps getting knocked down, they keep coming back up, especially with Marino being a defensive midfielder, scores 2 goals. You do shit one week, then you're great. The other week, shit, then great. It's like you're most unpredictable team in the Premier League, in my opinion. And then now you get us where we're still trying to figure stuff out. If we have a lineup like we did last week, where Paquetá is the striker, even though he is injured, he's going to miss a couple games, then we are in trouble. I hope Ferguson is fit to start. I hope Ward-Prowse starts and get Todibo back on defense because I don't trust Mavropanos. Overall, I think this is going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be either 2-2 or Arsenal win 2-1. London Derby. That's what I think.
Wow.
I love it when people bring up the Mikel Marino striker revelation, but I will say that, like, playing Leicester can solve anyone's striker problems. I watched them today against Brentford, and they
Pitiful.
that defense was just Swiss cheese. It was just awful. I actually felt bad for Leicester today.
Oh, yeah.
What did
Vardy's
it
the
end
man.
up
I love Vardy.
I saw it 3-0. What did the score end up being for Leicester?
4-0.
That's
4-0.
4-0.
Could have been
Oh.
5.
Oh, yeah,
And
definitely.
it should have been in Beaumont. It should have been in Beaumont, but it got saved and deflected into the path of somebody else. But I captained Mbomo today. I'm like one of the only people to not captain Salah. I was looking for that.
He gave me some good points last week. Oh,
he did. Mbomo got a goal, an assist, and all 3 bonus points. So that's probably what Salah's going to do. So
Yeah.
I can hope that he gets nothing. Actually, I want Salah to get no goals, no assists, but he'll get a penalty and miss it, which is like -5 points. And then everybody have -10 points. Anyway. Sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, West Ham.
Are there any fantasy football teams that actually have Haaland and Salah in them?
No, I don't.
Not anymore. Maybe at the beginning of the year.
I do.
Well, God, I think John.
Man, John's in the basement. John's in the basement.
John's freaking killing everybody. I can't believe his score. It's nuts.
That's hilarious.
What did John sacrifice to get both of them in the team? Is a fair question.
Well, he's kicking ass. So I can't say much about top of the league.
That's very good.
Baby goat.
Baby goat.
His soul.
Oh, his left arm.
Well, great to hear from you guys. Italy Jet, I know you got to go. And Mr. Tom, you have to leave shortly. Are you going to stick around and do?
I'll stick around to help with betting in the dark, but I'm happy to wait for the bio break if you need it.
Yeah, so let's do the bio break. I need to relocate myself because the girls are going to bed right next door, so I need to head downstairs. So I will need a bit of a little break here. But in case I'm not back online after the bio break, Mark, you kick it off. Mark and Mr. Tom. Kick that off. So for the break, what are we doing, guys? Good night, Gino. Thank you so much for
pleasure, gentlemen. Good to see you guys.
Gino, good to
glad
see
you're
you,
doing
buddy.
well, Mark. Everyone, glad you're doing well.
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you there, buddy.
You too.
Yeah, take care.
And
All
there were
right.
4.
So yeah, what do we have? Everything's short for betting in the dark. I mean, for our bio break. So we are going to do
Murder Gun.
Murder Gun. There you go.
All
All right, guys, we will be back. We will be back in just a couple minutes. So if you need to use the restroom or anything like that, now's the time to do it. We'll be back in just a few moments. Don't go nowhere.
And learn from me. Don't go to the bathroom with your Bluetooth on. It doesn't work well.
Murderers, robbers, rapists, dealers, pedophiles.
Welcome to the revolution!
Justice isn't commerce.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Just stop it!
Who the hell is without a helper, and what does she have to do with my sister?
Do I look like I need a psychological evaluation?
That's not the issue. The issue is why you didn't tell me.
I recommend that he be given a psychological evaluation before taking over his next assignment.
Just like old Tom.
You goddamn son of a bitch!
Come in the eyes. May I have a little kiss before you go? I'm very lonely here.
Oh, we're being lied to. I don't like secrets. I could report you to the authorities, have your goddamn license suspended.
Smoking cigars now. And I thought he was perfect.
Would you give your life to save the world if nobody knew you did it?
Boy, you're a cocky one.
You got a great point there. And a sign that says, "No snakes allowed."
We're past all that. No more games.
Not allowed. The reason I'm still alive is because I wear an invisible helmet. You can't see it, but it's always there.
I love the low-key joke at the end where I'm supposed to believe that Steven Seagal can use a keyboard.
Ah, yes, Murder Gun. Brought to you by the several injuries of several teams.
I find something new in it every time I watch it.
Tom, I think you're muted.
No, he's not. I hear him. I heard him. No snakes allowed.
That's my favourite bit of the whole thing.
Oh, so dumb.
It's dumb, but you'd go and watch it.
Yeah. I'm just reading some of the comments from those. I love that when people see it for the first time. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Where's everybody go?
I'm here. The main event.
All right.
I believe Mark is having audio issues.
Oh. All right. Mo Master, you missed Italy Jet. He came on the show just to talk to you.
Mo Master's alive.
Yeah, now that he could, you missed it. We talked about Real Madrid for a while.
We did.
Yeah.
We all agreed you're almost certainly going to win the Champions League.
Hot mic. All right, so Mr. Tom, I know you got to take soon, so let's get to it. Let's do betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Come on, love. It's a very special...
Right.
Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry, my apologies.
Salutari din Bucuresti edition, which I believe just means hello from Bucharest. So, guys, this is Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. This is a segment of our show that has to do with betting and gambling and all that. We ask Mr. Tom to get us the most exciting, crazy, ridiculous bets that he can that can turn £1 or $1.26. Oh, it's almost up there. That perfect conversion rate of $1.27. It can turn a £1, $1.26 in hundreds of dollars or pounds, which means it's not a good bet. So do not place this bet. But if you do and you win, make sure to let us know one way or another. So, Mr. Tom, take it away.
Thank you, sir. So this is your very special John's in Bucharest edition of Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom, sponsored by Murder Gun. I've never heard of that movie, and it's never been played in every ad break for the last 4 years. And it won't be played for the next 7 years.
Can't wait to see Murder Gun.
I can't wait to see it next week when we play it again. And I'm not even mocking it. Like, I'm actually looking forward. I'll never not look forward to seeing Murder Gun, because I love that shit. Seagal, Nolte, the other one. Why did I say the other one? I meant Boosie. Nolte's the other one. Yeah, Boosie.
I mean, Tom,
anyway.
That trailer was made specifically for you, so.
And I specifically loved it. It was awesome. If you don't mind, though, because I could end up talking about Murder Gun for the next 72 years.
All right, my God, this is in the dark for sure.
I believe earlier in the season,
right one day.
Earlier in the season, I predicted that Ipswich were going to win at Tottenham, and they did.
Wait,
not by the score, not by the 4-0 that I predicted, admittedly. But still. But obviously, Tottenham are going to score first, because Tottenham are going to score first. But the key thing is, when Ipswich do score, it will be Liam Delap, because who the fuck else is it going to be for them?
100%. And I want him. I want him on West Ham.
He's going somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
He's definitely going somewhere.
He's going somewhere. Yep. He's quality.
I like this. I don't mind this.
I would love it if it happened,
pays
but
that
I just
much.
don't see it. I would be dancing in the streets if it happened, but I went with 2-1 Spuds.
I was initially going to do 3-0, but then I had to look at it and I thought, no, it's Ipswich. I mean, it's Ipswich, so
They're gonna
Spurs are going to get a goal, and then they're going to Spurs it up. But you know,
I like the bet though. Honestly, I would. It's not outlandish that they'll have to score. I could see that happening. The score maybe not.
He's the only guy that does score.
Yeah, but even
You know?
regardless, in that match, don't know if it's going to be that final. But I could see him doing something. But you're right, yeah.
in the first game, I believe I got the goal scorer as well. Sammy Smodic scored, I think, in the reverse game, but he only scores against Man City. And
Tom, can I ask you a question? On the right corner there, above your Jedi Knight picture, is that Lolo, like when he's like 21 or something?
In black and white, you can see the white beard that I have there. This was, I don't know. This was
It was
3 years ago.
4 years ago. It was like 4 years ago.
Tottenham were in first place, and Arsenal were in like last place. It was 3 weeks into the season or something, but like Arsenal, I think we won our first game and then lost.
Yeah,
we lost like 3 or 4 in a row. So we were bottom of the table. Spurs were top of the table. So I just needed to come out with a song.
I can tell you something, Lolo. If you put that song out there, it will be growing. People would love it. I know. I love it. I know. I mean, I'm just saying.
It's out. It's been out for 5 years.
I need to put.
You know what's shocking, Lawrence?
What?
You know what's shocking is I'm shocked that I haven't gotten hate over it. I'm shocked that people haven't seen it and talk smack about my horrible rapping, my horrible rhymes.
I think it's
my
awesome.
Arsenal's terrible. You don't call, you call them hot spur, not hot spurs. You call them this. You do like. There's not even that hate. It got
because
such
no one likes Tottenham nearly enough, Lolo, to want to defend them.
The Spurs fans even coming out and saying, "Funny song, but you're stupid." Anything or horrible song.
No, Lolo, I think I love it.
I'm just shocked.
It's good. It's really very good, very good.
Well, the thing that Lolo, I believe, was referencing is that was actually the earliest in the season that the team that was 20th managed to actually catch the team that was first, the quickest time. Because then when Arsenal lost their first 3 games and Tottenham won their first 3 games, then I believe the next month had Arsenal winning 3 games and Tottenham losing 3 games and then sacking Nuno. So you ended up in front of them, if I remember correctly.
Nuno went from being manager of the month to being sacked the next month.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Tottenham are very good at that, of having manager of the month.
And the fact that he is currently occupying Champions League places and Spurs are not, possibly may just prove that Spurs were not necessarily right to dispense with his services.
I also want to point out in that situation, for the first month, the month of September,
Harry Kane didn't play.
Spurs didn't play Harry Kane, and they were winning without him. And then it looked like, well, we're not selling him, so we got to get him back in the lineup because he's Harry Kane.
Started losing.
And Nuno was like, I don't have a game plan for this guy.
There you go.
And I wish he would have been like, hey man, he's not on my team. Just like what Chelsea did with Sterling and whoever else
with Rashford.
Daniel, that's because Arsenal sucked that season too, and they'll be the first to tell you.
Yeah, and Daniel, the point of the song. Oh, hold on 1 second, Mark, and then Daniel, the entire point of the song was that I don't care what Tottenham do. Tottenham sucks. That's it.
They suck. I
don't care how bad Arsenal are and how good Tottenham are. Bottom line, don't care what you say. The Spurs suck. That's it.
I second that. That's all right.
Yeah, what do we think of Tottenham?
I like this bet But as I'm known and want to do sometimes with Mr. Tom's Bets is to change it ever so slightly. I actually think that Tell is going to score for Spurs because he looked really good last week.
Yeah, good shot, Market.
So I we'll talk more about that when we go over the thing. But you know what? And this isn't a bad one either because I could put a bag on it.
When's the last time Son scored a goal? All right. Anybody got some stats?
My son?
No.
My son or son?
Son from
because I don't have sons, but I would put it on
son.
My son to score before son.
I don't think he's scored a lot lately. He's kind of, he's never been once Kane left, but I think when's the last time he scored a goal? I'm just curious if anybody's got any stats.
Wrestling.
I don't.
He scores.
We don't do
he
stats
scores
on this show.
when they put him in the striker position.
Hey,
he does quite well.
No, he hasn't been though. He just.
I'm just curious. Whoever's got some stats.
Mark, putting Tell to score first has Tottenham written all over it. Their new beautiful striker up front. They start the game off hot. They score a goal. And then they're like, cool, we're going to win. And then they end up losing 3-1 to Ipswich. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yep. That was my theory behind it was, well, obviously Mark has made an better suggestion in hindsight. Admittedly, I did play a bit safe picking Son, because, again, he's always good for a goal at some point. But it would pay more with the guy that Mark suggested, literally based off the fact that I know Son was at the top of the list. Therefore, there's no way it won't pay higher.
I think Madison is scoring more goals than Son this year.
I don't think so. Because
we're
Madison
talking about a
injured.
relegation battle.
Madison was injured for like two months.
And true, Mark, when he comes off the bench, but when he comes on, I just need to see some stats. I'll look it up.
He did score last week, yeah.
And when he comes, and he didn't start him sometimes. That's why he started him last week, and guess what? They won. So.
Well, anyway, I don't intend on taking too much of all your fine gentlemen's time with this weekly dose of absolute nonsense. John, if you don't mind, Sir Director, thank you very much, John. I've gone with Nottingham Forest to win by the odd goal in 5 at Newcastle for the money. And obviously, Ishak's going to score. Don't care whether it's first or second or even 5th. Chris Wood's going to get 2 of them.
Post mine up. I got the exact same score with Tom, and I don't think that's ridiculous. You see it? I got 3-2 Forest.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's good. I don't think that's outlandish at all. I can see that happening. Newcastle's okay, but
my theory on this is very simple. Chris Wood used to play for the team on the left. He now plays for the team on the right. He's going to put in that little bit extra, as in, I signed for you literally just so Burnley could definitely get relegated. That's the only reason Newcastle bought him. It's the only reason Newcastle triggered his release clause to relegate Burnley, which they did successfully, by the way, to be fair to them. But he's then going to take it out on Newcastle for having the temerity to take him away from the place he was actually happy at, but not so happy that he didn't actually leave them, and didn't then play him that much. So then Nottingham Forest were like, come and play for us, Chris. Come and play for us, Chris. And then Chris is like, yeah, I'll play for you. I'm going to take this team into the Champions League as well. Chris loves the Champions League, apparently. No. He never told me, but that's what I'm guessing. Who doesn't like? Who goes to a team and goes, nah, I don't want to play in the Champions League, mate?
Me?
Tottenham. Tottenham does.
They'd
rather see Arsenal lose the league than get into Champions League.
Yeah. But yeah, and obviously it doesn't matter whether they score first, second, third, fourth, or 5th.
But Tom, you're putting too much emphasis on Chris Wood having some sort of brain that makes him think about what he's doing and have tactics. Where no, the team he hates most in this world is Manchester City, and he had his chance. last year to bury them and give Arsenal the league, and he missed 14 sitters. So no, Chris Wood, I still hate him.
Well, yeah, that's
Chris
be
Wood
fair.
is
but
Lolo
I mean,
is
ultimately, he's still Chris Wood.
incorrect. Chris Wood is a top striker right now. So Lolo's just a hater.
He's in
because
great
he
form.
burned him. He's in great
I said
form.
he's on my team. I've just
learned
him.
something.
He's
In
in
the last
my FPL,
18 seconds,
and I'm
I've
coming for you,
learned.
Lolo.
I've learned in the last 18 seconds that Chris Wood is to Lolo what Derby County is to me. They could actually do. They could cure one of the most incurable diseases on earth, and then I'd just turn around and go, "Yeah, but you didn't do it fast enough, Derby. So go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Yeah. If you, I mean,
yeah, fucking.
Does anyone actually fancy this in any way?
So
Just
I like
to let
this.
you know
I like
how
this
mad I
pick.
am at Chris Wood, I benched him for Beto from Everton.
No way. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Look at my team. Look at my team.
Yeah, but did you do it this week?
You're giving too much confidence that Everton can score some goals there. Moyes
They're playing Manchester United. They're
Yeah,
playing
but David
Manchester
Moyes.
United.
That's a good.
Nottingham Forest is playing Newcastle. I mean,
No. Let's be fair. Let's give this some context.
This one's
if
going
you
to end.
benched,
This is going to
Wood
end
is staying as
0-0.
one of my
Just watch.
strikers. I got Wood and Isaac as my striker.
If you bench Chris
So do I.
Wood at any point before the last 5 weeks, then I'd say, wow, you must really hate Chris Wood and really don't respect Beto enough to even make a point put him in front. But doing it now, because David Moyes has turned Beto into Lionel Messi.
Jeez.
Like, doing it now is not really a point on Chris Wood. It's how good Beto's doing under David Moyes. And I salute you for it, because that's actually quite clever.
To be fair, in my FIFA career mode, I'm playing as Odegaard, and currently I'm on West Ham, and we've been winning the league for like 3 years straight, and the Champions League, and scoring 100 goals. And Beto is my strikers. I feed him all day long. I know, like, he's good. He's got some talent there, and it just took a little Moisey to pull it out of him. So
I get sick here.
I'm the world's worst businessman on Football Manager. Just this won't take long. Basically, I run a team in Gibraltar named Team Tom. Yeah, I'm that person. And I signed Junior Firpo, and basically Junior Firpo wanted a contract of 16 grand a week, which offended me because he could have got higher. And I went, no, Junior, you're really bad at this negotiation thing. I'll give you 26 because you're Junior Firpo. And my chairman was like, "You're going to give him what?" I was like, "Yes, sit down. It's Junior Firpo."
His mustache is worth 6. I mean,
obviously,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was like, "Why do you think your mustache is only worth 3? Have you not seen the mustache?" Anyway, sorry, that's nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to say it, but still, Director John, is there any chance that we can get the third and final bet?
Oh my God,
John fell asleep.
Money, baby.
4-0. City give up so many goals right now.
Yeah, they do.
Not on Sunday. Not on Sunday.
Who's that? Who again?
When Man City play Liverpool at home, it usually results in carnage. Last year it didn't. I believe it was a tie.
I got that for a 2-2, Tom.
It was 2-2 last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's what I predicted for Sunday. 2-2.
And what are they, the last match of the week?
Erling's got some humbling to show.
Maybe.
Ooh, the 4:30 match on a Sunday. What does Tom always say? 4:30 match.
Goals,
on a
baby.
Sunday.
Match. Goals,
Goals.
baby.
Goals.
I just
not from Sal though.
The main reason I've selected 4-0 is because how often are you going to get to actually go do a Man City match where they're not actually the favourite to win the contest? This is positioned as Man City winning will be an upset.
But no one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think Man City's improving, but it's not about Holland. Who's that guy that got the hat trick last week? That Egyptian guy. Well, yeah. So I think
He
they are
has
getting
him to
healthy.
score.
They're getting healthy
Now,
at the
Tom,
right time and all that. So
well, speaking of which, Holland didn't play against Real Madrid. He was on the bench, but he was not fit to start, and then didn't come off the bench, probably because they were being destroyed.
Why waste him?
Yeah. And Mo Master just said 0-3 to Madrid destroyed them mentally.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah,
but
I really do agree with that.
Yeah.
But just a few days before, they beat the crap out of a very good Newcastle team.
100%.
Beat the pants off.
Is that nuts?
So,
yeah, but that wasn't a Newcastle team without Isak.
No, Isak was there.
I thought he played.
Isak
The
played the
real
entire
thing
match.
none of you are taking into account, and it's a very real thing you're not taking into account. Man City are in a position where basically when you are eliminated from the Champions League, the next thing you're on your list is to concentrate on qualifying for the Champions League.
Right. No, it's very true.
Well, right now, it's true right now because they not. Yeah, I got yeah.
Because they're not going to win anything. Well, they might win the FA Cup or whatever.
No, they're not going to get it all. So that's their goal now. So strategically, it's probably right.
Yeah, I agree with Jimmy here. With this has 0-0 written all over it, except that it's the 4:30. It's the last one, and if Arsenal beat West Ham,
I see goals
Liverpool,
too.
Liverpool have to go for it even more. Even though Liverpool know they're allowed 3 draws or something like that in the next, in the next bunch of matches. They're allowed 3 draws, and Arsenal can't catch them. So
I get why Jimmy says it, but also Liverpool don't really travel well to the Etihad for some reason.
It's right there. It's not far.
But they don't like going there because they usually get their ass handed to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When they get beaten at the Etihad, they get royally bent over.
Let's do it. I love this. Goal differential down. Yeah. Looks good. We don't have to play City again. Wait, do we have to play City again?
Director John.
Think so. I think you're done.
Director John, unleash the magic free, please.
Oh, now this one I might do.
Oh, no.
Just to win. Just to win, baby.
Let me look.
I think I won last week on those, Tom, didn't I? Didn't you win last week?
No, because wasn't one of them a draw? And we didn't do the show last week.
3 weeks ago, I won them all apart from West Ham, who let me down, despite scoring first at Chelsea. And I will get over it, to be fair.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, so like 3 weeks ago.
I mean, I've got questions.
Find it. All right. Anyway,
I could
that's
see
a good one.
all of
I'll
them,
take
but
that one.
Ipswich is not going to win. Ipswich won't win, so you won't get the hat trick there. I love you, Tom.
Ipswich at home is tough. They're a tough team at home.
If Ipswich do win this match, then it's looking good for the 40.44 to 1.
Well, I think the relegation.
They got Arsenal X-rated.
Yeah. It would be a big win if they did. I just don't see it happening, but. I like Ipswich, so I like the teams.
Now, I know you're all thinking, Tom, this is the end. Tom's Magic 3 always ends this shit. But John's in Romania. And John was deserving of something that reflected the cultural heritage of his vacation. So, Director John, if you don't mind, unleash Romanian football. I did my research. Dynamo Bucharest are going to travel not very far to Steaua Bucharest to play. I can't believe they actually offered this bet. Yes, but it's like a 12-minute walk or something. I don't know. I didn't do the geography. I said I researched it. I mean, I just looked at some things on Google, but not the map, obviously. But Dynamo Bucharest are going to win this, and you're going to say, how are they going to win this against the team that's top of the table? I mean, they're 5th in the table, but they're only 4 points behind the team that are first. That's the table there. The table doesn't lie, sirs. I got the maths. That guy's going to score first because he's got 11 league goals. And the other guy's going to score because he's got slightly more league goals. Wins, baby. Big money. Romania.
And you know what, Tom? To be honest, FCSB still in the Europa League, and they played yesterday. So
yes, sir.
Yeah.
There you go. He might be on something here. There's an upset in the works.
Well, he's definitely on something, but yeah.
I was like, I know that name, FCSB. Where are they? Where are they?
They are
yes,
former Champions League winners in 1980. It was either 86 or 88. They won a penalty shootout against Barcelona, if I remember rightly.
Well, they
they are
advanced
European champions
to the round of 16 in the Europa League. So, but yeah, by playing yesterday, or today, yesterday. And they will be playing Lyon.
There you go. I was shocked they offered this bet. I thought because John asked me about it,
Anders knows somebody.
Of course he does. He knows everyone if they're Swedish. But yeah, thank you for putting that together, Director John. It looks excellent in my opinion.
Wow, that looks really good. All right, guys, and just remember, all these bets are crazy, horrible bets, so don't place them. But if you do, and you win, we want to hear about it. If you lose, we don't want to hear about it because that's what we expect. We expect you to lose, so don't be tweeting us or... I mean, go ahead. Nobody checks tweets anyway. But
you want to earn your way onto my block list, just tweet me about these bets. I'm joking. I've never blocked anyone before
somehow we got blocked from Mr. Tom's Twitter as well. When we're just trying to...
I think Tom blocked me too from his stuff.
Block.
I'm the blockinator.
Only likes... The only tweets he likes are from Elon Musk. He's like, oh, good one. That was brilliant. Good one.
I can't even begin to refute that.
I don't know how many times I've blocked Elon Musk on that platform. Every day it's like, bing, hello.
Arsenal X-rated, let's go to that.
Like
I'll tell you about it. I feel like...
Okay.
There's a great question, and from Arsenal X-rated.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's get back to Arsenal and West Ham. Take it away, Lawrence. Let's hear your thoughts.
Oh golly, that's all of a sudden. I can't even. I think it's going to be an uphill battle for us tomorrow. I know it already. I mean, after the performance last week where we didn't really show up, it was a backwards for Potter. Didn't show up. We got some injuries. I'm not expecting very much. I'm thinking we're going to probably get battered a bit. So that's kind of it right now. I don't know what to say because Paqueta's out, which is not really a big thing because last week we really didn't do much. And Potter is the manager. I think it's the players right now. So, I'm just right now. My confidence level is very low. I usually am like pro, do this stuff, but the way they played last week, disappointed. And it sometimes I'm a big blame on the players type of thing, and they just didn't show up. So we'll see.
Well, Lauren, let me ask you this. A lot of teams get a new manager bounce. West Ham haven't necessarily gotten that new manager bounce. I think you've gotten a couple results with Potter, but it hasn't been it hasn't been as drastic. And I would say because Potter is more of a player manager where he's going to take his time, and in the long run, you will be better.
Yeah.
Where you may not have that new manager bounce right away and then fall off. You know
But
what
the
I
thing
mean?
was,
You guys
yeah.
may start slow, and what I'm afraid of is it takes a manager like that in a situation like that. It takes a catalyst to create that, and what creates that is beating a team like Arsenal, beating a team that needs to win to stay relevant in the title chase, and you can possibly end our season.
Lolo,
You
I
know,
would
by
say that
handing us the loss, and then that turns your season around. That's what I'm afraid of with this match. Just in the theoretical, not in
no,
anything.
that's good. No, I got you, but you're not going. We're not going as a team that has some chemistry at all, that has that kismet, that we had that luster for it. We have a team that's been battered, inconsistent. Nobody would probably watch it but myself, but against Brentford, we didn't know what formation we were playing. The guys were all over the place. There was no discipline, no structure. Second half, we played better against them, but guess what? They sat back because they were not scared of our attack. Going against Arsenal, which is a big team, we don't have that we don't have the power to do that. So it's like we don't have the right chemistry. Potter hasn't been around long enough, and the players might not be set for what he has, but I'm worried tomorrow, big time. I'm very much worried.
Yeah.
Like I said, and Paqueta, I'm not worried about Paqueta being out because right now our
3:30 here. You got
Good
everything
night,
under
John.
control? Okay, man.
Good night, John. I got it under control. Thank you
Have a
so
good
much
night,
for
John.
joining us.
Get
Later,
some
guys.
sleep, John.
Take care. Bye.
But going into the match tomorrow, I would think positive if the team was together. And I liked Potter, but we took a step backwards last week. We really did. And the problem is you can't do it. And I'm trying to think. We have injury. Somerville can't play on the left because he's hurt. Tadebo's coming up for our defense. He can't play. We're looking like, Ferguson can't come in straight. And he looked well when he came in for a short bit of time. But we're just not ready, man. I'm telling you right now, we're a struggling team to stay above our relegation. And that's the truth. So going into tomorrow,
Yeah.
I predicted 3-0 Arsenal. I really did.
3-0.
I wouldn't worry about West Ham being relegated, given the competition to be relegated. I mean, you're 8 points above, above Wolves, who are 2 points above, I believe.
But Mark, it's like I look at this team. It's desperate, man. It's like a frustrating match team to watch.
Sure. Teams are desperate, but let's just say this. Liverpool. Arsenal has a bit of desperation about them as well. I mean, if they lose to West Ham, I don't see that happening. But if they lose to West Ham, it's kind of over. These are points.
Yeah.
These are points that they need to get because they have because the Villa Liverpool game was moved. Now it's Arsenal that has a game in hand. Is this true?
Yeah, we will. We do. Yeah.
So there's that, but on the other side of the coin, I mean, I've seen.
So we can move it to 5 points if we win.
Now, granted, playing Leicester can solve a lot of problems, but when I saw them with Lolo, we were watching separately, but we were in the same room together. When I saw them play Newcastle, I saw an Arsenal team that didn't know one another.
Yeah,
I saw midfielders who expected forwards and strikers to be in a position that they weren't.
Yeah,
and they were in a different position because they play differently and they haven't kind of coalesced into that kind of playing style. A lot of Arsenal fans out there are going, "Oh, we found our striker Marino. Yes, he's going to save us." And I just look at him and I say, "You played Leicester."
Yeah. But when I say Marcus, what I'm worried about is my team itself and what it can produce. You know, we can't score goals. Got a lot of injuries, which it doesn't help. But we're not up to the level we need to be at. So to beat a team like Arsenal, for me, it's almost impossible. You know what I mean? So, and I like Potter's attitude. I like his structure. He's coming in now, and it's like having it, like the old saying is, he's got to deal with the player he has right now. And then if he can hold out with, like I said, no relegation and get the summer thing. We thought in August, so we had what a great signing, and what was it? We fell apart. So I want to have faith in Potter because you can only go through so many goddamn managers. You got to hold the players accountable, and then at one point, like I said, is let them in the summer. If we make an agree, I think we'll make it, Mark, because there's teams below us that are worse.
Sure,
but then you redevelop.
Yeah, you're speaking to the choir when you want to talk about managers. Because I've been a fan. I've been a fan of Wolves for about 4 years since we started the show, and we've had 5 or 6 managers in 4 years. So
I'm with you, Mark. I'm with you there, Mark. Yeah, exactly.
No.
So right. So in other words, Lolo, you stepped out that West Ham's going to win tomorrow 3-0.
That's kind of what I thought you were going with, based on all of that. I think Potter is going to score a brace.
Go ahead, Tom.
Sorry, I was fucking off.
He just woke up.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Mr.
for
Tom.
having me on. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Much
Thanks for
Tom.
indulging me in all my nonsense. But again, Lawrence, you are a person that exists.
Tom, you are a somewhat good person.
Thank you very much.
That's what I tell my kids every day. When they go, "Hi, Poppy, I love you," and I say, "You are people that exist."
And on Sundays,
and I walk
Tom
away
has a
coldly.
great show. Always, him and Ben Dover.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there will be a Leeds United show on Sunday.
4 o'clock U.S. time.
So a review and a preview?
I did preview. I'd put up, I believe, the preview, but I've actually got nothing that actually resembles a preview. But I'm just going to plan on just swearing at Sheffield United as part of it, I suppose.
I hate to say this, Tom. You're my buddy, but I put a 2-1 Sheffield United victory.
Well, Lawrence has obviously decided that he wants to out himself as a hate crime person based on his racism against Leeds United. Obviously, obviously, everyone's entitled to their opinion, even if it's the wrong opinion. That's the great thing about our society that we live in. I believe we call it. Well, we haven't got that law here. We just have a thing where we're just generally decent to each other. You actually had to have it in law, like you have the free speech thing.
I'm just a guy sitting here in Kentucky.
Tom, hold on a second, Tom. Do you know why we had to put that into writing?
Because the British.
Because those decent people that you're talking about,
thank you,
we're coming over here and we're not being that decent. So
they're trying to
you British people.
We were so. What's the word?
Yeah, do one of these.
Gracious. We had to go home for dinner, kind of like I kind of need to now. So basically, he was like, "What's that? Sorry, what's that, Mum? No. Yeah, I'll be back within 2 weeks." And and basically we left, obviously, and we left you some tea in the ocean. The fact you put it there was fucking wasteful, in my opinion. But still,
it was the bay, first of all, not the ocean.
Never had saltwater tea.
Saltwater tea. It's
I've
great.
I've not because it's in the ocean. And I left.
Tom, you ever have a zebra in a tea bag?
A zebra in a tea bag.
That sounds like a bit of a threat.
I think that's what Melier got last week in the match. He got a zebra tea bag.
Anyway, stop trying to keep me on with this nonsense comedy that you, all three of you, know that I absolutely love and adore, and will 100% go along with.
You're the one who brought the friggin'
That's right.
Constitution of the United States of
Hey,
America. All right,
we're just
we are in
trying to
a
sit here.
tough time as a country, and you bring that up.
Lolo. Thank you, Lolo.
Don't make yourself the common enemy, because right now we're looking for a common enemy because we hate
common enemy. I'm obviously the victim in the situation. I'm not the victim. I'm not. I was going to do it for a bit, but I was like, no, not even for a comedy am I going to pretend to be an actual victim. Nah, I'm holding the musket, motherfucker. Anyway. Sorry, what?
Who's got your balls? Who's got your musket balls?
Obviously the seat at Ellen Road that I was slapping them on or something like that, but as we established earlier. But still. They really don't like it when you do that. But still.
Slapping your balls?
Who? Americans?
They don't like it. They don't like you do anything at Ellen
They
Road.
tend to frown upon that sort of nudity.
They tend to frown on rubbing your balls on the seats.
But yeah, if you sit on Channel 4 in the UK and then do it on a show called Naked Attraction, it's fucking lovely.
You get money. They pay you.
Yeah, they pay you for your time.
Audience.
And your embarrassment for some more than others. But still, it's genuinely been a pleasure. It's actually been fun. Lawrence, despite my attempts at basically going like you're an awful person for comedy, you're actually a good guy.
So are you, Tom. You're my boy.
And I appreciate you telling that lie. I almost believed it. Yeah. But no, thank you. Thank you very much. Mark, always a pleasure. Lolo, a pleasure, of course.
No problem. Thank you, Tom.
The greatest host on YouTube on a Friday night.
That's right.
You only have 13 more shows to do until you're allowed to be back in the WhatsApp chat. So
that's right.
Yeah, so work on it. We'll see you midsummer, I think. That's in summer when we have no matches.
Next week, Tom. Next week.
Let's just put it. Let's stretch it out a bit to Festivus.
Festive. Well, I'm going to forget to text you
right
one
here.
of
I
these
have some complaints right now.
Tom, where's
you know that I'll turn up with a list for Festivus.
Oh, I'm sure.
I actually need to make a proper list this year.
No.
But anyway, sorry, my apologies. I'll allow Lawrence. I ain't allowing Lawrence anything, but obviously I will disappear.
And then
I presume it's going to be a conversation about West Ham versus Arsenal. Good luck to either one of you.
Hey, I hope
Master thinks I did something to you. He said, when does Tom leave early?
Absolutely not. Lolo has done nothing. He's actually been very gracious. I actually notified him earlier that I would need to leave early, as if like he was the school teacher, and I needed to be asked to go to the
17 minutes early? You can't stay 17 more minutes? I'm just kidding. Go.
You've convinced me. You've convinced me. I'll stay for another 17 minutes.
Tom, you do bring up the
gauntlet
ratings.
is down. See what you've done.
Mark was like, I'm finally going to get to say something on this show. It's like, no, Tom, stay in here. La, 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 la. Yeah. I'm just looking at all these. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Arsenal player right there trying to do a backwards.
Now that I'm in charge of all the pop-ups and stuff, we got to see what we have here.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. All right, perfect. Mark.
Yes, sir.
We've not talked to you much because we've been talking a lot. Would you like to kick off our nope, wrong one. There we go. Let's look at this. Mark, why don't we start with you running down the list? What do you think about Everton Man United? Hole opening up in the middle of the pitch?
I think we all know what is to be said about this match. Everton playing very well. We talk about that new manager bounce. Everton definitely has it. Man United definitely don't. I don't know what Man United expects to have happen. They're playing at Everton, always a tough place to play. I do expect Everton to get the results. And Everton still plays good defense. I think this is 2-0. I think this is 2-0 Everton.
I'm right there with you, Mark. 2-0 Bethel with the brace. Or Bethel and Tarkovsky. Leave it to Tarkovsky. I like that. Tom, what do you think?
Plus, I just want to quickly add, they are starting a new stadium, right?
No, at the end of the season. Next season.
Okay. I thought they were starting.
It's the last Merseyside derby, not the actual last match there. It's the last time they play Everton. They play Liverpool at Goodson Park.
Yeah.
And then to make it even more confusing, there was a match played at their new stadium. But
that's why I'm confused.
A test event where the first goal was scored by a Wigan player that supports Liverpool.
Well, there you go.
I couldn't tell you his name though, because it implied I care.
The Moyes Derby. This is actually the Moyes Derby going on here. Everton, Man United, Tom?
I've got a great idea for this. This would actually be a perfect test event. Speaking of test events at new stadiums, this would be a perfect test event for my invention of football, where basically I will introduce West Ham into this, and we'll get 3 teams playing on one pitch, and they're all the David Moyes Derby teams.
Oh, that'd be
clever.
awesome.
Sounds good.
3 goals, 3 teams, carnage. Very few rules because I've not made them up yet.
Let it go.
3 teams.
One comes out.
It's the true murder gun of football.
All right, Lawrence, what is your bet for Everton, Man United? What does the cheat sheet say?
Everton, Man United, I went with 1-1. I think Moyes, and I think really Moyes has done awesome for them. I can't believe it. And actually, I'm jealous. It's like I don't want to fight against Everton because he's done so well, but I think right now Man U has probably one of the worst teams in a while. They're going to tie it up 1-1.
It's tough.
What are you thinking on that, guys?
Mark and I both said 2-0 Everton.
I just can't see Everton getting another W. I mean, if they do, I'm going to throw my. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go on my roof and I'm going to jump off there because I'm always doing so well. It's jealous. It's jealous. It's me.
Can we get that on camera so we can show it for our bio break next week?
Yes, you'll probably enjoy that, Mark. Yes.
Hopefully, you're like a ranch-style home where you've only got one floor. So
the sad part is it's kind of tall. So
it's probably like
anybody
I
hurting
imagine
themselves
a split
over
level.
Everton winning. Good God!
I live in an apartment, so it's kind of easy.
Oh, good. Arsenal West Ham. I don't know if I ever said my prediction on this, but I'm going 2-0 to Arsenal. It's going to be a cheeky match like last week against Leicester. It's not going to be brilliant play. Arsenal are still trying to figure out how to do this. And I don't think Marino starts up front. I think we start with the exact same team we started with against Leicester because Raheem Sterling has to kick off. He has to kick off. It has to work for Mikel Arteta, and the only way to do that is by giving him the confidence to start. And then when it's not happening, Marino on, he's a game changer, lobbing all the balls up front, and we'll be able to get something from him. Even if we're only up 1-0, I think Marino does get on the score sheet again. 2-0.
Yeah, I agree there, but I definitely see Marino starting. There's
as
a lot
striker.
of things as a striker. I do see him starting. Just the result was too good. It was just too good of an effort to not start. In this particular case, Arsenal, West Ham, Arsenal, They got a lot of injuries, but it's in the back that they're extremely healthy and strong, and it's always been a strong point. I don't see West Ham scoring. I'm going 3-0
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah, 3-0. Okay. Tom?
I think Arsenal are going to score 6 goals. As in the sentence, I've got 6 days left to live.
That's a lot.
I may have seen that Mitchell and Webb look recently. That's number one.
That's number one.
But yeah, seriously, with respect to Lawrence, I do think Arsenal should win this comfortably. Not comfortably enough that West Ham are leaving at half time.
Right.
But, you know, it should play out very clear to see why one is in second place in the Premier League, I believe, and why the other is West Ham / where West Ham are in the Premier League.
Well, if I was a West Ham fan, there's no chance in hell I would leave at halftime anyway, because there's been twice in recent memory where Arsenal were playing West Ham, where before halftime, I'm texting the group going, we need 10. We need 10 goals. We need 10, like, because it was a possibility. And then somehow it became a game.
Yeah.
And I think we ended up drawing one of those games. This past one where we won like 5-2 or something. We had 4 goals, like, and it was, there you go, we're gonna win it. And then they scored a goal, and then they scored another goal, and it was like, hold on. So
the main reason I think Arsenal win it comfortably isn't actually really a reflection of West Ham. It's more because I've seen recently that West Ham have won there. So it's not even like it's like I think they're going to spring a shock result. It's like, no, because they've already done that. Like they won there in the cup game, and I think they've won there in the league game at some point in the last couple of years. And it's, I think this one's like Arsenal's marker to just go, you know what, we're going to show that we're still in this title race. Whether they actually do or not is up to them, and I don't really care.
That's why I think as opposed to the previous, like, boom, 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 Arsenal scoring a bunch of goals right away and then letting them slowly come back into it, I think it's going to be very boring. Don't think it's going to be an exciting, thrilling match. I think it's going to be very similar to the Leicester match, where we have some chances, but for the most part, they're closing us down all right. However, they've got nothing on attack against, as Mark put it, the one part of our team that's super healthy is our back line. So yeah, I think it's going to be very boring, but in the end, we'll eke 2 goals out, and it'll look on paper like a comfortable win, when really it was like with Leicester. If Miles Skelly didn't get his toe on a ball moments before we scored our first goal, they're up. And then they shut it down. You know, and we end up losing that game 1-0. Or drawing 1-1 on a lucky goal. So too close for comfort for me, and I think it's going to be another one of those. I'm not going to enjoy watching this match. I don't think. That's my prediction. In the end, I'll be happy, but I'm not going to enjoy it while it's happening. Reminds me of other things.
That's how I feel about. Or obviously, I know what you're actually getting at, but I was about to say that's what it feels like during Leeds games. I was like, I don't know if it feels like the same thing Lolo's getting on about, but that seems like a post 9 PM kind of thing. But anyway.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second, Momaster. Arsenal has PSV. We didn't get Inter, but if we beat PSV in the Champions League, we will play a Madrid team, because Real Madrid are playing Atletico Madrid. So very interesting. Very interesting. There you go.
Is it still an aggregate, or is it just a straight up one match?
No. Home and away. But
okay,
home
aggregate. Yeah.
Home goals don't count anymore.
Right? Yeah.
Home
Right.
goals.
It's
There's
an
no home
aggregate.
field advantage.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, much.
Cool.
But yeah, I feel you, Mo. We were worried about like, oh shit, we're gonna get Inter Milan. We're gonna get just because they play us very well. So, so luckily we don't have an Henri right now. All right, guys, let's burn the rest of these Bournemouth Wolves. What do you say, Mark?
If we can play like we played that second half against Liverpool, I think a draw. Bournemouth is playing very well. They're at home. They don't give up a lot of goals. But I'm gonna go 1-1 here. I think Wolves get a point.
Wow, good point. Yep. Anybody else want to go on that one?
I hate to say this, Mark, but Bournemouth is on fire. I go 4-1 Bournemouth.
That's a lot of goals.
And they score a lot. Do you see what they score? They're like a fire team.
Is Kuna available?
Kuna's
Unsuspended?
available, absolutely.
Right, so he's playing.
Not suspended.
Your fortunes are very closely linked with the availability of that specific player. I don't think that's unfair to suggest. I can see you winning the game 1-0. I can see you winning the game 1-0. I can see them winning the game 4-1. But I do think you are going to win because you need the win more than they need the win. And
Bournemouth scores so much. I cannot foresee them only scoring one goal. Okay. I'll give you a bet, Tom. They score more than one goal.
Well, all right, okay. Can we say the bet is for $1 million, and I'll owe you $1 million when Bournemouth score 4 goals?
Yeah, we can throughout the year. We'll have our bet who's up, who's not. Right now, it's for $1 million.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I'll already forget within the 5 minutes of me leaving the show. But that's fine. I'll take your fictional Monopoly money bet.
Exactly.
This one,
but yeah, I genuinely can see Wolves winning this contest.
Okay.
Yes, concussion. I meant away goals. Thank you very much. You can see Wolves winning this. However, you guys know what the score was the last time they played, right?
What was it?
4-2. 6 goals in the match. Yeah.
Bournemouth is a score machine. They're a machine right now.
Clyburn had a hat trick of penalties, though. It was all penalties. So
keep in mind also, they already know that Leicester have lost by 4 goals. So it is a massive opportunity for Wolves. I could end up sounding really silly if it turns out they don't win the contest. I'm risking that.
It's not about that. No, it's not about that time at all. I just think that Bournemouth is going to score some goals because they are a powerhouse, so they're attacking. So it could be close, but I can see Bournemouth getting. My prediction was 4. I see them getting at least 2 or 3 because they're quality.
I also think we're entering the time of the season where Wolves turn into Barcelona and then sort of pull away from the abyss, let's just say.
Yeah, no.
But
0-0 bullshit.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Fulham Palace.
I got a full pass.
Fulham will win this comfortably because Palace are not at home.
Exactly.
I got a 2-1 Fulham.
Yeah, I'm the same.
All right. Let's go 2-1 Fulham. All right, Ipswich Tottenham.
I've got a feeling Ipswich might win by 3-1.
What? I hope so, but I did think Spike 1-2.
I do think Ipswich wins. They are very, very good at home. I think it's the same as the prior match, Fulham and Crystal Palace. I'm going 2-1 Ipswich.
I'll run down the streets naked and happy if that happens against the Spuds.
You can also put that on video, and we will have it for our bio break.
What's up, Ryan? I'm going 3-2 Ipswich. I think it's going to be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then the home field advantage will help Ipswich out a little bit. 3-2. All right, Saints and Seagulls. Saints and Seagulls sounds
I
like
think Southampton will win this.
An album that came out in the 90s.
Tom, this isn't a joke in the dark. This is the reality.
Southampton are going to win this. I can tell you why I think Southampton are winning it. A, because there's not actually any real money on it, so I can say silly things like that, and there's no repercussion for it. But more realistically, but Brighton, this is like one of the worst Brighton teams I've seen, and I know they've had some good results, but considering like they've been in Europe and things like this, I just got the feeling that they do well against the bigger teams, but then they don't turn up at St Mary's, for example. They literally turn up, but in terms of playing a football match well enough to win it, they don't turn up.
Brighton's a big team too. You're right.
Plus, there's no way that Southampton are not getting to 11 points.
Brighton wins this.
No,
Southampton's
sorry.
100%, Mark. Agree.
I'm going 0-2. There you go, Ryan.
100%, Mark. Baby, book it, baby.
Exactly what I was calling.
I hope that Brighton wins 7-0. I hope Brighton wins this by 7-0, but I don't think they will.
All right, the main event match of tomorrow, Aston Villa versus Chelsea at 7:30.
Interesting.
What is this time zone that we're looking at here? Romania?
Yes.
No, that's
Romania is 2 hours after the UK time.
I just noticed the times. Like, what are these times? Like,
I
Arsenal
usually
play at
UK time and American time.
at
Now,
5
this one's totally
p.m.?
different.
I was like, what are these conversions here? What, Arsenal play at 5 p.m. in Romania? Maybe.
Yeah.
Let me see.
What time do they actually
3
play
o'clock in the UK? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 o'clock. There you go. Oh,
There it
sorry,
is.
Pincushion. You said that earlier.
He did. He did, to be fair to him.
Sorry, I'm missing all the. I'm forgetting that I'm in charge of the comments now.
You are actually in charge.
There you go. He did say it. That's in Romanian time. Thank you very much. I was confused for a second. I was like, wait, what? There's a 7:30 game? But it's in Birmingham. Aren't they like
Birmingham, Alabama?
200 years behind? Birmingham. Not Birmingham. Birmingham.
Okay.
Something,
All right, what's
something
the next
like
one? What's
that.
the next match? Next match.
Villa Chelsea.
I went 2-2.
Yeah, I'm not that inspired by the goal scoring. I think it's going to be 1-1. I do think it's going to be a draw. But I gotta admit, it almost every week there's a matchup where I'm like, I don't know who these teams are, and right now I have no idea who either of these teams are.
That's a good shout, Mark. Because
they have not shown me anything. Every single time I think, oh wow, Chelsea's going to move up the table and they look good.
They flat. Yeah.
They're flat, and the same thing with Villa. Even though they drew against, they played a great match against Liverpool. I just don't know who they are, and maybe Villa won't have the energy. So because they played on Wednesday and Chelsea's well rested, I have no fucking idea, no idea. And so my default answer here, it's a 1-1 draw.
Fair enough. Tom, what do you got there besides the Pepsi and the Goose?
I can't remember.
I mean,
who's
Villa
playing.
could make up some ground here. If they beat Chelsea, they get to 42 points. They're sitting right behind them.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is pretty tight here, 37 to 44.
But it's like Mark says, these two teams are so inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, they both.
Chelsea was
Yeah, we
on
just
fire,
don't know.
and in the last what? We love Palmer in the last 3 or 4 matches. He got hurt, granted,
Yeah,
but
been
he's
terrible.
not producing at all.
He's gone back to cold Palmer.
Exactly.
Well,
True.
Momaster is going with shades of blue. Villa is a shade 1, and Chelsea is a shade 3. So he's going 1-3. There you go.
Okay.
That makes
All right.
about as much
I've
sense
seen-
as Tom's betting in the dark.
Yeah,
I was about to say I've seen worse ideas, and they are Tom's betting in dark. To be fair, so
yeah,
it's all lines up.
Yeah, I just don't know about this. It
Yeah,
just,
that's
I mean,
true.
Daniel, all you guys have
Jackson
left
is
you
out
vote the league.
until the end of the season.
Oh, is he? I didn't know
Mudryk is
Jackson.
out.
Oh, they
Jackson's
might win
out,
this
Mark?
then.
Jackson
didn't
is
know
out
Jackson's
until
out.
April.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a big loss for Chelsea. Shit,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
really is.
And Mudryk as well. Not that Mudryk does much. I always thought that was a bad signing for Chelsea, but
He was good. But he's another guy that doesn't finish very well. He's like almost like a Nunez for Liverpool.
No,
Like
Chelsea are so dumb. They saw Arsenal wanted.
I didn't know
Mudryk, and
Jackson
they were
was
like,
out.
We'll do whatever.
Holy shit!
And they didn't
that's
know anything
big for
about
them.
him. The thing was, Mudryk
That is big
was
for those
Mudryk
guys.
had 3 goals in his entire career. At that point, 3 goals and for 100 million.
Yep.
Why? Because Arsenal wanted him. That's it. That's the only reason.
I still cannot believe how excited Arsenal fans got over him because he was like doing things on Instagram like I want to play for Arsenal. It's like if he's doing that to you when he's playing for another team, he'll do that to another team when he's playing for you.
100%, Tom. I like that. I totally like that concept. Like, I agree. Yeah.
If I was seeing that, like if this Isidore from Sunderland, if I saw him like putting on a Leeds t-shirt or something like that, and then putting it up on Instagram when we haven't signed him, I'd be like, I don't want him to play for Leeds United.
100%.
A lot of football fans would be the opposite because they'd be like, oh, that shows he really wants to play for Leeds. It's like, no, that shows me he wants the signing bonus that comes with the transfer.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
but just it never sat well with me. And I was just
I like your I like that your thing there.
Because if he's going to do that to join Arsenal,
He'll
he'd
do it
do it
anywhere.
to leave he'd do it to leave Arsenal and not think twice.
Because it goes to show you it's beneficial for himself. So he'll
Yes.
turn. It's not about team; it's about him. So I got you, Tom. I agree.
But the discourse around it always amused me because I was like, you're all
Yeah.
looking at it from the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
it's not the fact that he actually chose Chelsea over you because that was obviously your money thing. But it was the fact the way he was going to leave his current club to join what you assumed was your club is what was actually a problem.
Tom, this is exactly what had me worrying about Aubameyang when Aubameyang came to Arsenal, because he essentially, as soon as he started getting linked away from Dortmund, he burned every bridge there and he left in a horrible way. So we were happy to get him. Didn't think we were going to be able to get him because he was an incredible talent at the time. However, the entire time he was playing for us, I had that in the back of my head. Like, as soon as things stop going his way, he's going to flip switch and he's going to be bad blood. And that's exactly what happened. It may have been partially Mikel Arteta's fault, where he starts pushing a little bit and he turns that off. But then that gives Mikel Arteta all the ammunition to say, look at the way he's acting. So,
true.
So
and still, if I'll put it very
that's what
succinctly.
when Mudryk, speaking specifically about Mudryk, when all that stuff you were talking about had Aubameyang vibes to me. which
none of that sits well. I can't think of a Leeds player that's happened with. But if there was a Leeds player that happened with, I'd just be waiting for it to go wrong, and not in like I told you so way, but in a like because a leopard doesn't change its spots to that degree.
I hear that.
Yep.
And I don't, not to like be philosophical about life or anything, but in reality, leopards can change their spots in terms of like people can change them. But footballers generally don't when the bigger signing on fee is calling.
Yeah.
But still, basically, Mudryk can go fuck himself. Basically,
2 more to go, and then Mr. Tom can leave early.
Yeah.
10 minutes late.
What is that?
Guys, I'm going with the Desmond.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm going with the Desmond +1. So 3-2 to Nottingham Forest.
For either team.
Lolo, you pointed out that Villa-Chelsea is the match of the week. I disagree. I think Newcastle, Nottingham
The match
Forest.
of Saturday. The match of the day.
Okay, the match of the day. Okay, I thought you said match of the week.
No. To be fair, did say Saturday.
No, okay, fair enough. This to me is the sexiest matchup of the week, and Newcastle Forest. I'm not. I think Forest. I think Forest is the better team here, even though they're away. I just got a feeling, and I'm gonna go 2-1. I think,
dude.
I want to almost say 3-1.
Are you Ryan? Because basically every time you say your score, he like literally comments at the exact same time.
I took Forest. He took Castle.
Oh, okay. The
he
reverse.
Took the Sand Castle or the Sand
I read
Castle.
It 2-1 Forest. That's how I read it. Sorry. Good. So you're not Ryan.
No, I'm definitely not Ryan. But Ryan, thank you for supporting the Wolves on our show, because we need more of you. Invite all your friends.
Lord.
Maybe I'll get to talk Wolves.
Ryan's a good dude. I've seen in many chats. Ryan's a good guy. But let me tell you my prediction. Sorry to tell you, is 3-2 Forest. I see Wood getting 2 goals, and I see Isaac getting a goal. It's good for my fantasy team. 3-2 Forest.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what's going to happen is Isak is going to score 2 goals, and Forest are going to score 2 goals, and Chris Wood is going to go fuck himself.
I knew he was going to say. That was looking like what the fuck.
The end. All right, Man City, Liverpool, guys. This is the match of the week. All right.
Very good, man.
No, you're right, Mark. The more entertaining match is going to be Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, I believe. But I mean, come on, we're talking. We're talking the current champions versus the potential champions.
Man City's playing better, improving.
Man City's playing for honor right now.
Yeah.
And a Champions League spot.
Yeah.
So
I
think it'll be fun.
Hungry like a wolf.
I'm thinking that the loss 2 days ago really stings for City. I think the loss of John Stones to injury and not a fully fit Holland, I don't think this is going to be as triumphant as people think for City at home. I think Liverpool gets this, and I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with Mr. Tom's theory. I'm going 4-2 Liverpool.
Woo! That's a big one. That's a big one.
That's what she said.
If there are goals to be scored at the last match of the week,
then let's have it. Let's go 4-2 Liverpool.
Did he say goes or goals or hose?
Hey man, and they're all the same commodity. I have no idea.
Solid citizens are solid wherever you find them.
There you go, Tom. Thank you.
No discrimination here on the Stoop with Lolo.
Lolo's just stood out there like he's like, what's going on?
Like what? No, I was trying to look up the last match between Liverpool and City, where City were still somewhat relevant. They were slipping, but they were not dead, and they lost 2-0, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, they look terrible." They didn't even put up a fight. So I think at most that's what you're looking at here is 2-0 Liverpool. But I think I think this is going to be a draw. I really do. I don't know what the score will be, but I believe it'll be a draw. And Arsenal fans will cheer because it's dropped points, but those dropped points don't really matter because as of 2 weeks ago, Liverpool could draw like 6 matches and still be okay.
Yeah.
And so they've drawn 2. This will be the 3rd, and then they win out the rest of the year. They're going to have to beat us, but yeah, I think as an Arsenal fan, of course, clearly I want them to lose, but they're having a damn good season, and sometimes you just got to admit that, where luck is falling their way as well, and injury luck is falling their way as well, and they're getting they are currently on a bad run, and they haven't lost. So,
right.
Sounds like change to me.
That's actually kind of crazy to think. You know, they're on a bad run and they've dropped 4 points in the last 5 weeks.
They lost to Plymouth Argyle.
Yeah,
they lost to Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup. But besides that,
it's crazy.
And they lost to PSV in the Champions League in a match that did not matter to them at all.
They want the Prem Cup. That's what they want. They want this. This is what their main goal is. Period.
I think they want a little more than that.
They beat Tottenham 4-0.
Well, yeah,
they drew with Everton.
Well, so what's more than that?
I think Villa, and they lost.
Sorry, who beat Tottenham 4-0?
Yeah, which is bad. That's a bad result.
So, Mark, you were saying, what else do they want besides the Prem?
They would love the Champions League. They've only got
what
one
they want.
So
that's to be honest, I really believe
do you think
that's
why.
Above
that? Do you think that it's above the Prem?
I think that is why they sacrificed the FA Cup.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, the same reason. The same reason why West Ham sacrificed the Premier League to almost near relegation to win the European Cup. Europa Cup,
Conference League. Thank you very much.
New guy.
Conference League.
Still a trophy.
Champions of Europe, my ass.
Yo. Lolo, don't let me smack your ass down. We are champions of Europe, buddy. So respect it.
Yeah.
When's your last trophy? Hey, where's your last trophy?
I'm sure
no, you're not. You're literally not. Someone else has won the trophy since you won it, sir.
Hold a second. We're not talking to the Junior League. We're talking to the guys in the Prem. So can someone mute Tom real quick? Now, Lolo, what we're talking about.
Hold on, Lawrence. Before you disrespect Leeds United that way, you are talking about 2-3 years ago. So if the past is able to talk about, West Ham needs to be quiet to Leeds United because Leeds United are a bigger club than West Ham.
That is ridiculous. I've never heard such a ridiculous.
That is not ridiculous.
Because
you can ask.
Let's play a game like hands up if you built and paid for your own stadium. My hand's gone up. My hand's gone up.
How can you say Leeds are bigger than West Ham right now? Give me a definition of what's your definition of that?
More people support Leeds United in the world than West Ham.
That has nothing
Period.
to do with what they're how successful they are.
We
Leeds
fill
United
a
are a more
stadium that we
successful
actually
football
didn't
club.
have given to us.
In the history of football, Leeds United are a more successful club than West Ham.
We've actually won the title in England.
I'm talking current, not like a long time ago.
No,
Yeah,
so you're
currently
talking
we've
current.
won the English
You are
title in
currently
England.
in relegation.
When? What year? What year? What year?
A single season or 2 seasons does not
1992.
make a
What year
club.
did you win the title in England, Lawrence?
That's a different subject.
That's all I'm saying. If you want to say we won this trophy, yes. But all of a sudden we're 2 years away from that. You did nothing last year. You're doing nothing this year.
Gotcha.
So just be careful, because if we're talking in the past, Arsenal, our second places the past couple of years mean jack shit. Why? Because we haven't won anything. And we haven't, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter. But if we want to start talking our past histories, Leeds United are a bigger club than, Nottingham Forest is technically a bigger club than a lot, because they have been champions of Europe. They have won multiple titles. It's crazy. It sucks. But sorry, I've been indoctrinated into a lot of Leeds United history, so
Yes,
I
we
stand
have.
up for them. And I hope you don't mind that, Tom.
Well, even if I did mind, it happens. There's nothing I can fucking do about it. But
And Lawrence, I love you as well, but God damn it, you are not champions of Europe. You won a Conference League third. You know what? There's some 9-year-old girls teams out there in Europe that have won some sort of European trophy. And yes, they are more European champions than Arsenal. And yes, you are. But God damn it, champions of Europe.
I was going to say.
It's a stretch.
this time last year, if Lawrence had said it,
Mark
I'd have
being
sat
the
and took it.
champion.
If he went, we're champions of Europe, I'd have sat there and gone, yes, you currently are the champions of the
You currently are.
Europa
Of
Conference
one
League.
European
There's nothing I can say to it.
competition.
Who won it last year out of interest? Can anyone remember?
It's like Mark is the champion of Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. But if he wants to start getting uppity about that, I'm going to be like, you know what? Don't get me started. You're champions of this one specific thing, like where I won that trophy and I had to fight that argument
This
as
is
well.
the most silent I've
people.
ever known Lawrence to be. My apologies. Sorry for interrupting.
Lawrence is
it's
fuming
like
right
he
now.
sat there
He's fuming.
charging himself up for something.
He's fuming.
I'm good.
All right, boys.
I'm listening to your bullshit.
He's gonna have me killed.
He is. I think he's gonna have us both killed. Lawrence, we love you. Enjoy your trophies. But yeah.
All right, guys. Peace out.
Peace out. Let's enjoy making fun of Leeds United while we can, because they will be back pestering us again. All right, guys. Well, this has been a great show. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you, Mr. Tom, for staying extra late. But we are gonna extra late. You were supposed to leave early, and you stayed extra late. But yeah. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the chat and everything. We hope that all of your teams. Hold on. Let me think about it. I hope Leeds United win. I hope Wolves win. And I hope Arsenal wins. So if it's not one of those, and I actually hope Man City wins tomorrow. So thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here next week. Peace out, y'all.